Smells so good. Look at my
Hey
you know,
everybody.
here.
Hey,
Hello, everybody.
are we ready?
Are you ready?
Indeed, I'm ready. Okay, where's my intro? My lovely cookie,
Five,
cookie cook. Ooh,
four,
she got the hair done. Damn, what's happening today?
I
three,
can't wait till July. Oh,
two,
Did you press record?
one. Action.
is it recording?
Yeah.
It's been recording.
Okay, I didn't get a notification.
It said
Welcome to Mouthfuls and Mike Drop Podcast with me and my lovely cohorts. We have the lovely Lavella in the corner peeking over there, who hasn't decided to peek out and say hi. And then, of course, we have James. And then for this week, as always, we're going to start out with James's
James's
menu.
menu.
So let's get into it.
All right, everyone. Welcome to Mouthfuls and Mic Drops. Today, because of what we're talking about, I had to get a little creative. So we got some fried chicken, and you'll see why later. We have ramen, same ramen been using with a little bit of crispy, spicy chicken strips inside, and a whole Southeast Asian Thai lunch here from Thai Tallard Mart that honestly might need to go back into the microwave for a little bit. And I'm going to do that right now while we get into our horror corner. That was ghetto and will be a blooper later. I gotta tell y'all about a recent horror compilation that I accidentally stumbled upon last night. You see, now at first I was gonna talk about something else, but I was obliged to talk about this, considering it's right up my alley. This is a Korean horror anthology called Tastes of Horror. Ooh, we get several stories in this little monogamation of terror, gore, and what the cluck. Our first story starts off with three high school students who stumble upon a old TikTok video, and they read that if you do the dance that the girl in the video does, you'll get whatever you want. Girl A says, "Oh yeah, I did it before and my freckles disappeared." So, they each three girls have their own ambition. The movie starts off with them practicing for some idol audition. That's kind of the premise of the first story. One girl doesn't even want to be an idol. She just wants to get high marks on her scores. While the third girl, she just wants a lot of YouTube subscribers so she can have money, doesn't have to worry about being an idol. One girl they know of, she became famous overnight. And she watched that video of that TikTok and she did the dance. And her video, her music latest single looks like it's inspired from that video. So girl A decides to replicate the dance. I would never. I'm black. So I'm not repeating no demon dance. So she does a little dance and then the demon comes out and yeah, she's gone. The other two girls find out about her accident the next day and oh no, she's gone. Well, I'm gonna do the dance because I just hate the other girl. It starts beef. They're both three chickens. They do the dance and that story's done and over with. That's just to get like you warmed up. The second story involves rough parenting and some toxic sibling relationships. What if you didn't get high enough marks in school for your mock exams, and as a punishment, you got slapped for how many questions you got wrong by your parent? That's how the story starts off for a new main character. She's being abused and she's giving ice to heal the wound. Her perfect sister, when I went back and watched, I'm like, are they twins? Because that's just crazy. You treat one twin like a princess and the other like actual garbage. And so the disdain begins to boil from there. Her twin sister tells her, you're too emotional. Just turn off your emotions and do the quiz." Okay. And then a voice speaks to her, "Give me a four-legged creature and I'll help you with your exams." She did pray the night before that she would be able to get through her exams and stop being abused at home by her authoritative. She called on the wrong thing. She goes in with the deed. She makes the offering. Her scores get better and better, and she just keeps on giving up more four-legged creatures and more four-legged creatures. Cat, dog, cat, dog. And then suddenly there are no more four-legged animals around. So what does she do? Well, first, she starts with her sister while she's doing yoga. She takes one final vinyasa and then poke, poke, poke. Sister's gone. Mom comes home, and the story ends there with the mother screaming. So now we move on to the end of the movie, which is the final story. Hold on, let me get that before we begin. Give it a little taste while we're at it. Now, we all know that I am a mukbanger, but this is the kind of mukbanging that I don't like. Story begin. Girl A, she's a mukbanger, influencer. Story starts off. She receives a bottle from an unknown sender. It's pink, looks like it could be champagne, bubbly something, but it's just mysterious. She asked her subscribers in the chat, who sent this? Was it you? One of her like subscribers that she always talks to. It's like, no, I would have sent you a whole package if it was me. She's like, you're right. That would be true. You would have sent more than just one. Who could it have been? Girl A in this story, her name is Nyom Nyom, like Nyom 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 Nyom, eat lots of food. And then we have Yuda, the rival. Now, she's a mukbanger too, but her videos have been under some speculation lately. Is she really eating every bite of her food? Well, no. You can see like some of her shish kebab is like more clean than the others. Some of her ice is like just spilled out instead of like actually melting in the glass. Just a little thing in the world of content creation and mukbanging. This, of course, gets the community very riled up. They want to cancel Yura. Yum Yum says, oh, that's so fatty. Let me just have the girl on my show and we'll do a mukbang together. Now, these girls can eat. Yum Yum can eat. I see we start off with about 24 glazed, and I'm not talking skinny, they're thick, fat donuts. Look like from Krispy Kreme. And Nyom Nyom finishes all of hers, and her last bite, she opens her mouth, it's all gone. Yuda, she's still working on like maybe the 12th one. And then she struggles to even like get liquid water down her throat. Nyom Nyom taunts her, if you're not feeling well, you shouldn't mukbang. You know our stomachs are made for this. I guess some people just can't hack it. Why don't you just tell your subscribers that you're fake and just apologize now? It'll be easier that way. She humiliates her. Yuda's canceled. Now, back to the present. Yuda's online again, and she's challenging Nyom Nyom to another mukbang, a rematch. So you get an unknown sender. He sends about 1 million Korean currency, and he says he'll send the other 2 million to the winner of the 5-round mukbang. Here we are back at square one. First round, 24 glazed Krispy Kreme looking donuts. Nyom Nyom takes that one. 1 point. Next round, crunchy fried chicken. Yuda takes that one. Last bite, nothing but crunchy dust falls in the corner of the box. Round 3, it's a greasy whole bucket of duck. And the way, this is the type of mukbang I do not like. I don't like people shoving, messing, like, what are you doing to the food? It's just blasphemous at this point. And if I can't finish all my food, I'm gonna tell you guys and be transparent, like, look, I'm full, I made myself too much food. But no, these girls are gorging into their little petite Asian body. Nyom Nyom takes that one. So right now we're Nyom Nyom 2, Yuda 1. 4th round, sashimi salmon on top of vermicelli dried noodles. It's Yuda who takes that one. Now, here we are, 2 out of 2, and we're waiting for Nyom Nyom to finish. Yuda's at this point like how you may have smoked me last time, but I'm out eating you, bitch. She even goes as far as, shall we play a clip while we wait for Nyom Nyom to finish? Click. It is an old video of Yuda in the bathroom during Nyom Nyom and Yuda's old mukbang video, but she's in the bathroom and it looks like she's been beaten up in the face really bad. Of course, there's got to be some bullying. Turns out that Nyom Nyom was beating the shit out of her and trying to bang on the door to get her to come out, and the camera phone falls to the floor and you can see Nyom Nyom intimidating, harassing, threatening, hurting Yuda. The whole chat goes off. Oh, what a fucking hypocrite. You're a fucking fraud. You're not the because like earlier she was like dancing and they were like donating money to her. And so she's like, shall we continue to the 5th round or should we call it a draw, Nyom Nyom? You look a little parched. The chat's not having it. They want to see the victor. Who's going to win the 5th round? The 5th round is the most disgusting by far. It's shortcakes. And I'm not talking just one shortcake. I'm talking there's like at least 5 per girl. And they're all different heights, different width, different colors, different flavors, different thickness, different textures. This is where the camera goes in the most to their face. And you can see their fingernails, of course, covered with icing and cake, and the hair and makeup is just done. The whole time, Nyam Nyam's breaking a sweat. She's glistening, but Yuta, she doesn't even look phased. She beats Nyam Nyam. Yuta's the winner. Nyam Nyam needs parch. She needs water. No, she needs more than water. She needs that bubbly. If she could just settle her stomach, right? So she grabs the bottle, she drinks it, and then she starts vomiting up the cake. She catches herself, starts vomiting up the cake more. Catches herself, starts vomiting up the cake more. Her hand reaches towards the mouse. She clicks the mouse. Streamer ended. Oh, did I push her too far? Flashback again. Yuta, after the bullying, she goes and gets an operation. After she shuts down her profiles entirely, she cancels herself. She gets an operation, I guess, where you get your stomach removed so you can eat more. The camera pans into her face by the end of the story, and it goes down to her body. You see the petite little girl who can eat 5 times her weight in food sitting from up top, but down below, her thighs are, it's just a completely different person at the bottom. She says thank you to her subscribers and wins the 200 million Korean currency. The end.
Speaking of water, let me go get me something to drink real quick. Thirsty. Purge.
What would you do for fame? Let us know in the comments. You can find Tastes of Horror free with subscription on Amazon Prime. We'll leave a link in the description. And that has been our horror corner and James Law menu for today.
All right, Haru. And for my drink, I've got a new brand of sparkling water. It is called Nixie.
Mixie.
It is strawberry hibiscus.
I feel like I've seen that before, but I don't think I've ever actually drank it. Is it good?
I haven't tried it yet. So we're going to crack it open. And we're going to try it because that's all I drink is water. It's good. All right, so topics today.
Itadakimasu.
We gonna read these screenshots, baby.
Oh boy.
So who should I start with? Should I start with Talix or should I start with Randy Duncan?
Dunkling.
Oh no, you don't want to. I thought.
Dunkling.
All right, so this is from Randy Dunklin, and yes, I put him all out in the open. This boy blocked me. Let's get some context first and foremost. So we were all playing Fortnite, you know, my favorite game. That's what I do. You know, she a Fortnite player.
Fortnite.
And we decided to play with Randy Duncan. And it's me and 2 others. I think James was there. And he decides to say the N-word. Ain't that lovely as a white man in America? So I was like, hey, yo, chill out. I'm not that kind of person. I understand that there are some Black people that give, you know, the pass, but I didn't give it to you. Don't say it around me. Move on. Instead of him saying,
oh, you know what? My apologies.
he was like,
wow, this is a toxic environment and you all are ganging up on me. I didn't know I needed your permission. Blah, 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 blah.
and I'm like, permission? I said, first of all, I already told you from the jump that I was not the type of person. Second of all, why would you ever need my permission? Like, why would you ever even think that was okay in the first place? You're weird. So then he blocks everybody in the Fortnite chat and he starts blocking other people who are outside the Fortnite chat because they don't want to talk to him either. They're like, no, you were wrong. You were just dead wrong. And now all of these people are also anti-white. And I'm like, they are also white. so they can't be anti-white. So weeks go by without ever hearing from Randy, and he inboxed me 2 days ago. This is what it says.
Two things I just want to add here. One is that you said you don't like it when anyone says it, but didn't say anything about bro saying it. Two, you are literally telling me I can't say something because of the color of my skin, and I'm the racist one. Not to mention my little cousin by blood is black, and so is my godson of 14 years. I can't believe you of all can be this fucking stupid over a word. You all are acting like I can call you the N-word when I didn't. I also say it every single game, but this one time you got pissed off because you were in a bad mood. The reason why I got pissed off, FYI, was because you also had kept inviting your friend just so y'all could talk shit and bring another person into it when we already had a full party.
Which wasn't even true, first of all. And they always be adding people in our full party.
Oh my
and
God. A bunch of fucking dick hoppers.
A bunch of fucking random people will see we're in a squad and just start adding themselves. It's never been a problem before.
First off, when his ugly rat mouse looking ass watch this, I am the one that hopped in.
Yeah.
And
we had played with him before, so I don't know why he's acting like this was like a random event.
Because I just saw y'all online. You didn't.
You literally had texted me right before that, like, "Oh, y'all still playing?" And I said, "Yeah, hop on."
And then I hopped on, and then he got weird and disrespectful, like a little Perry dog would, and then put me out the thing. So it is what it is.
Unfriended me.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
So then he goes.
You try to bring another person into it when we already had a full party, so I kept having to stop. Finally, I said, fuck it. You can all play together since my friends,
and he does put quote unquote,
aren't going to stand up and say shit and side with you. Some random person they legit just met online 2 games beforehand, but go on about how racist I am. By the way, everyone I've told about this thinks you are all crazy. Every black person I know, first thing they say is, she must have had a bad day and picked on you, or I bet that bitch was a white girl. Tell me how that would even guess that without even being there.
That's literally what it says, quote, word from word. I'm not missing any words. I'm not missing up. I'm not fixing his grammar.
He operated delusion. Because what black person did you talk to that said?
I'm sorry.
What? He operated delusion.
Let's also talk about how he just lied because Loki's been his friend for a really long time. And Loki even messaged me, was like, I've never ever at once in the entire 5 years I've ever known this man ever hear him say the N-word.
So basically his other personality didn't say nigga.
Talking about, I say it every match. I say it every match. First of all, no, you don't.
No, you don't. I played with him before. He didn't say it when I played a couple times.
That part.
Like, you ain't just outrageous.
You say every match when there are no other black people present. That's what you do.
Nah, you thought it was sweet. You thought it was sweet.
And I have personal friends that was like, that was extremely out of pocket for him to say that. And I'm like, people who I didn't even tell about the situation, mind you, because Chewy came up to me, pulled me off to the side and messaged my inbox because Vaughn had told her what happened because he was also on the game when it happened. And they're living together. So Vaughn told Chewy, and Chewy pulled me to the side, was like, I've known him for years. I've never once ever heard him drop the N-word. Not ever, not once. And I'm like, okay, now I got 2 of your personal friends saying that this was out of pocket for you, but you say it every day?
If your friends that been knowing you forever just up and stop talking to your ass because of some shit, do you not know you in the wrong?
Probably not my fault that they stopped talking to you.
It's not like, make it make sense. Like,
you may be the problem.
He went off on a rampage calling Chewy anti-white, saying that she was racist against white people. And he said the same thing about Loki, which is how I know they're not lying. And he also blocked another person who I don't even know who the person is because I've only ever played with him one time. But apparently Loki, the other guy, and Vaughn were playing, and Dunkley just so happened to get on Fortnite, see us in a full party, and assume that we were all somehow talking shit about him, even though we were all just trying to get the dub.
Yeah,
The
because I'm not
drama
gonna.
on Fortnite is crazy.
When you start letting in these weird challenge boys, like, ugh.
Yeah.
It gets weird. And I'm like, there's no way you have a nephew and a godson who's presumably black and or half black, and you walked up to your black nephew in front of their black parents as a white man who's got about 3 strands of hair on your head, talking about some.
What's up, my nigga?
3 strands is a push because it's actually 2.
We'll put a picture up right here.
Exhibit A.
Oh. Then he goes, also, yeah, you said it. So,
Just prove my point. I don't even care.
mind you, he sends these messages back to back. I did not talk to this man. And so he's replying to himself, by the way. Like, literally, there's like replying. Because I said, wow, okay, racist. I said, didn't think it was okay for white people to say the N-word and then think I was the one that was stupid. So that was the only time I ever messaged him, as you can see. And then that's the message he sends me back. And then he replies to himself. Like, this is not me. This is his reply to this message. So I got the receipts, baby. So then he goes, he said,
I don't even care. Just now saw this and felt like you should know the real reason. Not that it matters anymore because I'm racist. LOL. Tell that to my godson and my cousin. I bet they have a good laugh.
okay, godson and cousin, he racist. He's a white supremacist incel.
I'm trying to think of like
he'll send you for 5 cents.
How far did he have to reach to like concoct that type of defense? Like,
trying to figure out what he told his family, because me, Chewy, Shane, Vaughn, anybody that was in the match already knows the true story. Everyone already knows what it is. It's about 10 people that know.
How can you even try to logicate and defend?
That I was crazy. How did I become crazy? I wanted to text him like, please send me a video of you calling your half black nephew's black parent the N-word. Please send it to me.
Yeah, I would love to see that
inbox. I would love to see it. Would love to, because it's never okay in any situation. Like I said, I've always been a firm believer of, I understand that some white people have the past. Cool. I don't personally care. But use your past in the comfort of the people who gave it to you. Period. Because you would never try it in a random group of people. You tried it because I was black. You tried it because you thought it was going to be like, doop. I'm not that one. I don't even know you from. I don't even know you from Lent. I got people I've known for 10 years who are white who has never even tried to pull that kind of crap. I've known Eve since I was 17. I've known Taylor since I was 13. I met Megan when I was like, what, 23? Who also has half black people in her family. Both her brothers are half black, and her stepdad is black. She's not out here running around talking about the N-word.
Yeah.
So I pitched the idea. I said, maybe it's a white male thing. I said, because I do notice I get it a lot more from white men than I get it from white women.
Yeah, but the explanation is still delusional. I feel like this is still like really reaching like the audacity and like the daftness of it all.
Yeah, because what he said made no sense. Like, you basically
it makes no sense.
Made no sense. Like, what are you talking about?
And if anything, if that's what you're going by, that makes you look even worse.
It makes you look, you are literally defending your own racism, talking about well, my best friend's cousin on the fish side who lives 5 blocks over is black. Now hold the fuck on. You can't pull the I'm not racist because this person I know is black. That is you literally using that black person in your life to justify your racism. You can't justify it. You look whack shit. You look like a Nick and Mole rat.
You look like a desperate, angry beaver.
Getting mad that women won't sleep with you. It's very incel energy.
So that's why he's blocked. Well, he blocked himself. He really He really cut
He
his
tried
own.
to tell me he never blocked me and that his computer was messing up and that he never blocked any of us.
No,
And
child. He blocked all of us.
he blocked everyone. And
That's
there
the
was
part is he didn't block me. I blocked him.
Shane was like, that's weird because I can look his name up right now and it won't come up. He blocked he said, I'm honestly thinking that he unblocked us because he didn't have anyone to play Fortnite with. Those was his exact words.
Ay.
Wait, he unblocked us?
He unblocked Vine and he unblocked Chewy and he unblocked Loki. And Vine reblocked him and Shane blocked him. And so now he only talks to Chewy.
Who's Chewy? I've gone mental?
I've gone mental.
Okay. How do we know these people?
Fortnite.
I need more details than that. Which one of us opened the door for this new energy to
It was Randy Duncan who opened the door. And then we just started playing in our own little groups privately. So technically we all met these people through Randy. So I can understand why he's like, wow, they took your side. First of all, if you've known these people for years, literal years, because both Chewy and Loki have known him for years, and they are not taking your side, maybe I'm not the problem. Babe.
And you can't decipher that you might be a little bit wrong and racist?
He called a girl an ugly stripper bitch when she didn't want to give him coochie.
Okay,
now she's a whore.
So
now she's just nothing but a sex worker.
So he's just trash.
He's just trash.
Okay, moving on to victim B.
B is Talix. Talix is my 5'2" that we were talking about in a previous episode. So, what you doing over there?
I'll put the camera on you so that we don't see none of this. What? I'm getting tea right now.
Oh God. Okay, they're gonna think I'm crazy because I can't see it. They're like, what was he doing over there? Yeah, y'all don't need to know.
Well, you're not gonna hear nothing. You're not gonna see nothing.
Keep it YouTube appropriate.
This whole shit right here is a fucking blooper.
So anyway, let me go back up to the original conversation. I'm trying to go all the way up. I don't know when it was.
I gave everybody access to screen share, by the way. So this totally could have been a read along.
But I have to find the actual conversation. There we go. Okay. So then I can kind of screen share and then go from there. I'm scrolling all the way up. This is how far it was. This is how long it's been since I talked to Talix. Okay, so here we are. So we were talking about, him reminiscing on his friends because his friend recently had passed away. And how they did stupid shit as kids. And I was like, LOL, did y'all have sword fights? Like, how they talk about how guys be like, I was like, y'all didn't have sword fights, did you? And he said, LOL, not my friends. Okay, maybe one friend, but not sword fights, just gentle implications of homoerotic behaviors one night in a hot tub that we will not speak.
Oh my.
And he said that's actually the fan that passed away recently. I said, oh, I hope I didn't bring up any painful memories. I apologize. And he was like,
sorry.
He said, oh no, actually it's fun memories, but also weird memories. We were like really close. Like we got really fucked up at such a young age and we did the dumbest shit. Like my buddy who was a part of the crew at one time mentioned a few, here's where it started. He goes, my buddy who was a part of that crew at the time mentioned a few years back, he said, remember those Hitler parties we used to have?
What the fuck? You said, huh?
So can I just say this is why
You said what? No. Because what does a Hitler party consist of?
I am very cautious.
This man is Filipino. He's not white.
But you were saying he's half Filipino, right?
I thought he was half. He goes, it's a long story, but apparently I thought he was half because he said his mom was half Filipino, but mostly Filipino. I didn't understand what that meant. So I thought his mom was half Filipino and maybe his dad was also half Filipino, which makes him half Filipino.
He could also be, the Filipinos were conquered by the Spanish. So basically,
right.
He's white. He can be, if he wanted to be white and can pass as white, and if he wanted to like go to a Hitler party, he could.
He could. And it sounds like he did.
And he did.
So then he goes, and I was like, dude, I have absolutely no recollection of what you're talking about. So then I replied with, oh, that's interesting. I don't know what to say about Hitler party. Then he goes, but also in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, that does sound like something we might have done. I just don't remember what a Hitler party would even mean. These are his own words, mind you. I said, y'all went full KKK and thought it was a normal Friday. He said, LOL, I don't want you to think that we were fascists or something.
Sounds about white.
I said, but it does sound
white.
like that. That's what it was. I was like, that it does sound like that's what it was. He was like, we were just countercultural punks getting utterly lost every weekend, huge parties every weekend. And yeah, I have no recollection of these Hitler parties, but if someone passed out, we'd draw something like a swastika on their face and ask them to go run and get beer. And they'd had no ideas, so we were kind of assholes. So at this point, I'm like, kind of weird. Because I don't know.
It's giving I'm racist deep down, but I'm also just exploring curiosity and cultural,
yeah, like
and being
aware of my
and being a boy, just being a boy and being in college and doing all the things.
It sounds like young dumb college shit. And I never argued him on that you were young dumb college. I have no problem with anyone's past. You were a little racist, cool. Are you racist now? Yeah or nay? Nay? All right, cool. Let's conversate and we can go on about our lives. We're all adults. So for me, it wasn't really a big deal that he had like a little checkered past, because I can kind of understand being young and stupid and under the influence of drugs and not really being in the right mind space, being like, I just want to fit in somewhere and just kind of going with the flow. Everyone does it. We're all young. We're all stupid. No one's trying to argue with that. I said, So he goes, they used to draw swastikas on their faces and, tell people to go out and have a beer. And I guess that was assumedly a fun time to out your friend as a racist, or if your friend wasn't racist, claiming that they are. So I put, and that could have been done without praising a man that would have absolutely murked you. I said, maybe that is what it sounds. I said, maybe that I was not speaking English. I said, maybe that's what it sounds like, men shit. I said, I would not understand because it sounds like men shit. I'm not a man. I've never done this type of shit before. So it sounds like men shit. Me and my friends were young and dumb, but we was young and dumb and trying to steal earrings from Claire. I don't understand this culture. So
you were trying to do what at Claire's?
You steal earrings.
Yeah. I feel it. What are you eating?
I don't think that's man shit.
You don't?
Mm-mm.
You think it's just like stupid shit?
What are you eating?
I just made me a crispy shrimp salad.
Hold it closer to the camera for me.
Oh, lucky you. Lucky you. You get to
Yeah.
eat shrimp,
It's okay.
which I don't
You can't.
because I'm allergic.
It's okay. I'm eating enough shrimp for you though.
Speaking of, okay, let me pause this conversation because speaking of allergy, y'all know I'm allergic to shellfish. Can die, right? If ingested, will die. Allergic. Why did someone try to check me on my own allergy?
What you mean?
I went to a random like bar type restaurant that was like very similar to like Applebee's, kind of like a, you know, it's not really like a fancy restaurant, but it's not necessarily like a rundown piece of shit. It's kind of like sports bar-y a little bit. And they serve calamari on the menu. So I ordered me a plate of calamari because I love me some calamari, like to get down with the get down. He goes, how can you eat that if you're allergic to shellfish?
But it's different ranges. Never mind. Go ahead.
I said, well, squid's not a shellfish.
Yeah.
What are we talking about? He goes, well, actually, 18 million years ago, at one point they did evolve from. I said, now hold the fuck up.
At this point, you just don't want me wrong.
So I said, I don't make the rules, my friend. I just know I can eat squid and I can't eat clams and lobsters. He goes, well, that's weird because clams and lobsters aren't, well, I said clams, oysters, scallops. He goes, well, that's weird because scallops and clams are different from crabs and lobsters.
But it's still a shit. Oh my fucking God. You know what? I got short patience. Because I would have been like, I would have texted one of my friends like, hey, call me and pretend like it's an emergency.
I said, well, they come in a shell, so I can't eat them because they come in a shell. And it's shellfish.
No snails, no mussels, no clams, no shrimp, no prawns, no, yeah. But squid.
So I even mentioned that. I was
It
like,
doesn't have a shell.
I was like, I'm afraid of eating
Doesn't have a husk.
escargot because I would think that escargot is considered a shellfish or shell food. So I even told him straight up, I was like, I would never eat escargot unless I break my allergy because I don't want to risk that being underneath the category of shell food.
Right.
Even though it's not technically fish, it does still come out of a shell and it might still qualify.
Has a husk. Even maybe.
Yeah, something
even
that,
turtle.
you know, you gotta, exactly. So he goes, well, you should be, he said, you shouldn't be able to eat it because, you know, it is the allergy. So I said, I don't make the rules. I just know I can't eat squid and I can't eat lobster. So then he goes, I think you might just be lying. So then I looked it up. I said,
why would I lie about that? All right.
So you can have a shellfish allergy, which can consider a crustacean allergy and a mollusk allergy, right? So we know I can't eat either because I've had both and I die from both. So shrimp, lobster, crab, and it does say snails on here. Actually, the one I just looked up does say snails. Mussels, clams, oysters, scallops, and other types of seafood allergies. It does mention crawfish. And it's apparently this is just seafood, not actually shellfish. Shellfish allergy foods to avoid. There we go. Oh. Shrimp, crab, lobster, crawfish, prawns, krill, barnacles. Who's eating this shit?
Yeah.
Clams must
Wait a minute.
The damn SpongeBob Bikini Bottom ass citizens of Bikini.
Hold on. Okay. I did not know they be eating barnacles. You talking about the ones that's at the side of the
on the side of the boat
and on the back of the turtle? I don't want to think about that. I want to think about that. Nope.
Disgusting.
Disgusting.
Clams, mussels, oysters, scallops, abalone,
Abalone shell.
snails, escargot, limpets, cocklets, cockles. You ain't got to worry about that. I ain't gonna be eating no cockles.
But I will.
That one that looks like a goat, but it's in a shell.
Cuttlefish, whelk, periwinkle, sea cucumbers, and sea urchins.
Sea urchin.
Hey, yo, she's spitting. But some of this stuff, what? I didn't even know that it was considered a shelled item.
Some of that was a little surprising to me. Like, I think some of it said just like regular fish.
Well, I mean, if it comes in contact with maybe other.
Well, I don't eat seafood. I don't really eat seafood anyway for that exact reason. It's like 10 years ago, yeah, there probably was a good separation of the seafood to where I could probably walk in, get a piece of catfish, and be fine, because a lot of people will separate the shellfish from the fish. But now people just kind of lump their meats together. So any restaurant that sells shrimp, I just don't go to. Because I know for a fact, if I get grilled shrimp and then grilled chicken, you're grilling your shrimp, your chicken on the grill with the shrimp. So I just don't even eat it. I try to avoid it because I know it's going to be cross contamination.
Or even using the same oil.
Or using the same oil. Like sometimes I don't even eat Chinese food anymore that often, because a lot of times they'll just cook on the big like hibachi style stove. And if they just made fucking lobster fried rice and I ordered chicken fried rice or beef fried rice, now I'm fucking screwed.
Ah, so good.
But I am trying to fix my allergy. I do have an appointment sometime soon to speak to an allergist, so then I can test if I can ever break my allergy and how long it will take, or at least build up a resilience to where if I come in contact with it, I won't die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, did you want to talk about your doctor, by the way?
My doctor's been getting on my nerves, man. I like my doctor. He's such a brute, but he gets on my nerves. He sent in like 8 different medications for the same medication. And I'm like, what am I supposed to be taking? What am I supposed to be doing? And no one knows anything. So I had to go down there today. And I was like, I need y'all to make this make sense. I said, y'all sent one pharmacy of Ozempic's 2.5 milligrams. I don't know. But I was on 0.25, and then you sent the other pharmacy 0.50, which would technically be the next step up, because you go from 0.25, you go to 0.5 to 1.25, and then you go to 2.5.
Okay.
So I skipped basically 4 months of Ozempic shots, and now I'm on the 2.5.
Damn, why? Why the spike? Is that
I
even
really
safe?
No, not at all. So I went down there. I was like, y'all need to tell me what y'all want to do. I said, do y'all want to scrap all of my medication and just have me start over from 0.25? And then use the medication I have now into increments? I said, or what are we doing? So he wants me to take the 2.5, and when it's done, give him a call.
Like when the bottle's done?
Yeah.
And what's the dosage of this?
2.5.
I mean, what's the daily? How often?
Once a week. Once a week.
Okay.
For about a month.
So 4.
Yeah. What I might do, since I know the measurements of the needle, the entire needle.
It's a needle?
It's a needle. The entire needle is 2.5. So what I was thinking of doing is taking about half that, and that would be about maybe 1.25 if I fill it up to 50, and taking maybe in between something between 20 to maybe 50, maybe hitting it around that 30 mark, and that should be equivalent to 50. And doing that once a week for a month. So that I'm giving myself the like dose I actually should be on, instead of spiking my body all the way up to 2.5.
Yeah, because that's crazy. That's
That's not
like
gonna work out though.
that's like almost like a 150%
Praise,
increase.
yeah. Yeah. The one
Yeah.
pharmacy lady was like, "Oh, well, you've been on it for a while." I said, "No, I haven't." She said, "You haven't?" I said, "No." I said, "This is my second month." She said, "Usually when you get to 2.5, you've been on it for about 6 months. And you've been slowly increasing until then."
Hmm.
She said 2.5 is one of the highest doses of Ozempic you can ever get.
Yeah,
It's
what's going
2.5 and
on?
5. That's it. That's the end of the line.
Weird.
It was very strange, but I was like, I ain't following their directions. I'm gonna follow the nurse. The nurses sometimes be knowing way more than the fucking doctors do.
Oh, for sure.
So when that nurse was like, "Oh, just take about 30 and that'll be about the right dose," I'm thinking she's right. So that's what I'm gonna start doing. Starting tomorrow, I'll be back on my Ozempics.
Woo woo. All right. Well.
Now let's talk about
Mhm.
Devil's Plan.
Okay, let's go.
A cute little Korean drama show that I've been watching. I'm almost done with the second season. I'm so happy with it. I love it so much. I can't really explain the show, so I'm going to try to explain it as much as I can. And then I'm going to explain one episode of the show because every episode is different. And if I got into it, it's just going to be a lot of work. So for season 2, we have 14 contestants. They're all Korean or some sort of Korean descent. Like the one guy is a Korean American actor. He was born in America, but his parents are Korean and he speaks fluent Korean. That's one of the qualifications of the show is that you do have to be fluent in Korean because they do film 90% of the time in Korean. Season 1, they didn't even allow you to speak English at all. Like there was people on there that spoke English and it was like, no, Korean only.
Uh-huh.
But season 2, they were kind of a little bit more lenient on them going back and forth from English to Korean a little bit. So we got 14 Korean people, all from different backgrounds, all from different walks of life. Like we had the famous like board player, a famous poker player, highly successful surgeon, newscaster, actor, singer, like all these different types of people. But they're all extremely like talented. And the point of Devil's Game is to be extremely smart or some sort of cunning. It's not really about being physical. It's definitely more about playing your cards right. So you're putting a house, you put in a house, they have like their own living quarters and whatever. And one part of the set is where you play the games, and the other part of the set is where you go to prison. So for season 2, whoever was in the bottom half of that day went to prison, and then one person from prison would go home. And then also in the prize match, you had the opportunity to also eliminate people, but there would be conditions because you're also playing for money. So for episode 1, the game was similar to Mafia or Werewolf or whatever you've played before. So it consists of 2 thieves. The thieves were known, everyone knew their identity, and 3 teams of cops. So we had team red, blue, and orange, and they had 4 cops each. And within the 2 teams, there was 2 corrupt cops. So let's say, for instance, team red had 1 cop, team blue had no cops. That means team green would have 1 corrupt cop. So the 2 corrupt cops were on separate teams, and then one team had no corrupt cops at all. So the goal was you're set in different rooms. No one's really communicating with anyone. They put on a screen.
This sounds
and it's
scary.
a map. It's real good. So the map is a subway system of Seoul. So they based it off of the train system of Korea. And they have the thieves are on the board. Their goal is to collect 12 game pieces, 6 each. So the thieves have to move separately. They can't really be together. But the thieves are still working together. They're in the same room together because they're one team. And no one knows where the thieves are. And then the goal of the cops is to catch the thieves. But of course, there are corrupt cops, 2 of them to be exact. So they all have these little walkie-talkies in their ear, and the corrupt cops know where the thieves are at all times. So it's their goal to like check the little clue box to see where the thieves are and be like, there's no clue here. The thieves aren't here. Let's go somewhere else, to kind of throw them off the track. And that's basically the goal of the game, was just not to get caught.
Okay.
And if they didn't, and if the winning condition for this particular game was, if you won within 10 rounds, you got 100 million won added to the pot. And if every round after round 10, you lost 20 million won, and the game consisted of 15 rounds.
Mm.
And that was it.
So even if you got like 1 million and you didn't finish, you would only walk away with half 50 million won maximum.
Basically. So if you went to round 15 and the cops still hadn't been caught and the thieves were still on the board, the people would automatically win, but the game would end. But now you're down about 50 million won.
Okay.
So then they get rewarded tokens or pieces, how well they did in the game. So in this episode, the thieves won. They got all 12 of their pieces, which means they got rewarded 3 pieces each. And then they decided to give some of their pieces to the cops who were basically protecting them. Because without the cops could have easily sold them out at any point in time and they wouldn't have got no pieces. So the game is worked on a system of pieces. Whoever has the highest amounts of pieces goes to the living quarters, and whoever has the lowest amount of pieces goes to prison.
And let me guess, the pieces can be amplified.
So in season 1, yes. In season 1, the pieces connected and it was a puzzle. You basically had to have 1 piece per thing and it would solve a puzzle. But in season 2, the pieces were all identical except for 3. And if you had to line it up to a picture, and when you lined it up to the picture, it slightly said the words insert within the picture.
Okay.
So then you would insert that piece and it revealed another game, a secret game.
Okay.
So it's a little mysterious, a little like,
yeah, a little
you kind of
puzzle.
really got to be on your toes a little bit. So this game had 2 secret games. There was a prison game and there was a main game. So the prisoners found the game on day 1. Literally the first night of prison, they found it.
Okay.
Like they were walking, the floorboards popped up and they was like, this is loose. What is this? And pulled back the floorboards and it's a giant rotating safe clock.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and these people are so smart. They end up solving it in like 10 minutes. They were like, is it this? And they tried it, opened it, and it opened up. And it went down to a sewer system.
Okay, go
So you
prisoners.
crawl through.
Okay, right?
So you crawl through the hole, and everyone's thinking they have to play this game called Knight's Tour, which I will not explain because it's way too difficult. So this girl who's like been practicing the Knight's Tour is like, I got it. I'm going to go play it. I've memorized this. I've got this down. Let's go. Goes down there. About 4 minutes later, we hear she's been eliminated. And I'm like, hey, yo, what?
What does that mean?
It
What
means
does
she went
that
home.
mean?
It means she survived the prison round, so she didn't get eliminated when she went to prison, but she tried her luck at this secret prison game, and she went home because she lost.
Wow.
Wow.
The secret prison game said, find the key. That's all it said. You're in a well, and the well is filling up with water, and all it said was, find the key. And on the walls, there are just pictures of random things. So she must have ran out of her time limit, and she went home. But the second guy to try it went in there and he fucked that puzzle up. I was like, there's no way I would ever survive on this game. This guy is talking about some find the key. Oh, there's a fox. There's ice cream. It must be the first letter of each thing. Find fox, ice cream, nose, elephant. the thunder, horse, electricity key. And then once he figured out each picture, he popped them out of the wall. The key popped open and it opened the safe.
Oh no, no, I'm dying. I'm
I
drowning.
I
I
would
would have
have
drowned.
I would have drowned. I would have
Automatically drown him.
I
drowned.
would never in a million years figure out, oh, there's a random box. That must be F. What are you talking about? What is that?
What?
There was like a xylophone.
How do your
There
brain
was a
work?
random cloud. I would have just thought there was a kitten. I was like, I would have just thought these were just pictures.
I mean, at some point you would have had to been like, these pictures have to be
something, just pressing something.
Yeah, these pictures got to mean something. At least I would give myself
These
that
pictures,
far. But
these pictures got to mean
some
something.
of the
but I
games
wouldn't
were
have did that.
easier to watch because I was like, they can't be this dumb. Like some of the games I figured out like that, but some of the games I was like, huh? What? What are you talking about? Like the Knight's Tour. So apparently it's a very popular Korean game where you have to move a piece, a chess piece, the knight, but you can only move it in a way that a knight would, and you have to move it in a square to where you can only use one square per number, and you have to move the allotted spaces in the shape of an L. So it's like a 6x6 grid, and you have to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way to 36 without messing up once. You can't use one square more than one time.
So
Didn't be me.
Is this something that happened? Was this a game that they played?
So there's this villain. I call him a villain because he's a piece of shit. So this happened the last
I love
episode.
villains in reality TV.
I love underdogs. I love rooting for the underdog. And season 1, I was very satisfied because the underdog won, and I was like, yes. But season 2, all the underdogs are gone, and it's just a but there's this guy. He did the Knight's Tour. He had to do a 6x6, a 7x7, and an 8x8, and he only had an hour, which means that you can only move the pieces up to 3 like turns. You have to move it in the shape of an L, like a knight piece, and you have to do that over and over and over and over and over again until you complete the board and go all the way up to 49, all the way up to 64, etc. So then he wins. He tells the entire house, oh, I have a secret advantage in the final game that they haven't told me about yet. I only get it when I get to the final game. So a lot of people are start like aligning themselves with this guy because they're like, if I make it to the final game and he's still here, he'll have this secret advantage and he could possibly help me out in the final game, right? Very logical thing to think. Nothing was wrong. So then he had this poker game. And one of his allies, the villain, died in the poker game. He's gone. Deuces. You lost all. If you lose all your pieces, that's the end of your game. You go home. That's it. So this guy, they're like close. They've been buddies since front day 1. Like, this is my ride or die. He goes home, and then he's about to go to prison because the underdogs finally did it. They was about to send his ass to jail with his teammates. LOL, loser, peace out, go home, fuck your couch. This man says, I would like to be rewarded my prize for the secret mission. His prize was 10 extra tokens, which means he went from having 4 to having 14.
Okay.
So then he didn't go to prison at all, and he sent the underdogs to prison and sacrificed his closest friend.
Wow.
Damn.
Yeah, it's really, really good, and I
That's
cannot
why
wait for the finale.
people.
This is why you can't trust people. I
people.
was like, I don't know if I would ever be able to play this game in real life because I would be freaked out. And some of these people like are extremely smart, like extremely smart. And I'm like, I would have never gotten this.
To be. Yeah.
I would have never gotten this in a million years. What are you talking about? I see a pattern. I see stars. What are you talking about, bitch? I see letters. Like, what?
Stars.
I would want to watch just for the just to see how the games are played out.
It's so suspenseful. I was like, it's so good. I love it so much, and I hope they do well enough to have a season 3 because I love the show. I love
Okay.
season 1,
That's what's up.
and I love season 2.
What's it called? Devil's
Devil's Plan.
Plan.
Devil's Plan.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's on Netflix. And I'm
I'ma
about to
have to
finish
look
watching the
into it.
last episode because it's so good.
Mhm.
I might have
Even
to
though
go
the
on my
people that I
little
want to be in the
PlayStation.
final aren't there. Sigh. But yeah, it's all part of the game.
Okay.
Sounds dope.
It is so dope.
Are there any more topics we'd like to move on to?
Absolutely not.
I'm ready to play some
snap.
Fortnite. I think we did our shit.
Mm.
Okay, so
But give us your final rating on the food.
okay,
Oh, okay, well, yeah, do that, and then I'm gonna tell y'all. I think half of my sound was out, so half of the video of my sound was out.
oh no.
Yeah,
Did you figure out what happened? We can hear you now.
it is. Yeah,
You couldn't hear us?
no, like y'all couldn't hear me. Yeah,
What was you saying? What was your comments?
shit. I don't know. That was in the moment. It is what it is. Go ahead, do your.
I didn't
Go
even
ahead, do
notice.
your minute menu. Yeah, of course.
Sorry. Okay, so oh man, this was so good. It always is. The egg. I don't even know like what most of this is called. I just that's so sad. I just know that when I was working at a Thai restaurant, I would eat stuff like this all the time. It's really comforting, and the black dark sauce is exactly how it looks, really gravy, really soulful. There is green curry in this, and I'm just a fan of green curry because it's a little spicy. So yeah, I'm gonna finish that later. And this chicken, this chicken was dry than a motherfucker. So yeah, and the noodles, we'll finish those later. I am
And then
full.
my review on the Nixie sparkling water strawberry hibiscus sparkling water. It's better than Boobly, better than Polar, but not better than Waterloo. But it is very good, and I would rank this about an 8. I would definitely buy this again.
Are we ranking shit? All right. Well, I rank my salad that I made from scratch a 10 out of 10 because I'm a chef. So yeah, there you go.
I bet it was. And actually, the chicken wasn't dry. It was the outside layer is just too thick. I can't take it all right now.
Oh
Need
yeah, I
some
like a nice crispy chicken. I like
need
to
some
bite
time
into it
to
and the crisp bounce back on my tongue. Love it.
bounce that ass back on your tongue like clap,
Bounce
clap,
that
clap, clap,
ass
clap.
back, make it clap.
No shit. It's gonna be a different episode.
Well, that was all that we had today. If you are interested in watching Devil's Plan, it is a Korean drama, but it is fully dubbed if you're a weakling like me or if you have ADD, also like me, and you cannot concentrate on subbed, it's fully dubbed and it's out on Netflix if you have it or if your sugar daddy is paying for it. You can watch it.
Yeah. And check out
Sugar Daddy.
and check out Taste of Horror as well for a good Korean anthology on horror. And that is
And where
our
can we find that
episode.
show?
On Amazon Prime with free with subscription, baby.
Amazon Prime got a bunch of stuff right now too. Oh, I don't know if y'all watched The Best Hospital in the Galaxy, but season 2 just dropped, and I'm very excited. I've been waiting a year.
No,
and a
but
half
I
for
did
it.
watch The Pit.
The Pit. Oh yeah, The Pit was dope.
It's so good.
Okay, I'll have to check some of these out. That one you're talking about, Peach, sounds nerdy and sci-fi-y. And the one
It's definitely, but it's animation.
So what is it called again?
The second best hospital in the galaxy.
Oh, okay. And what you're talking about, The Pit, it sounds like some horror. So you already know I'm there.
No, The Pit is a hospital show. But a lot of doctors on YouTube have been like, yeah, this is how it should be done. Like,
Yeah,
this is the medical drama to watch.
Yeah, it's really dope. I like it.
I like it too. Well, that was it.
Check out our IG for update.
Also on Instagram.
Mhm.
We'll try to put all of our Instagram names. If it'll allow us to put the links, we'll put the links. All of us have TikToks, Instagrams, all of the things, all of the socials. Share, like, comment, spread, dookie. Put us out there.
Wow. Wow.
Bye.
Bye.
Peace.